Good afternoon and welcome back to another episode of Harold's Heavy Duty. In today's video, I am answering all of your questions. I have been getting a lot of feedback and a lot of questions in the comments. What truck are you running? What truck should I run? What's your tow setup? What are those wheels? What are your modifications? And so in today's video, I'm going to focus on that. I will answer some of your guys' questions and I will give you some recommendations on towing setups in general. But before we start this video, I just wanted to say thank you again. Thank you guys so much for all the love and all the support. We are growing our channel super fast. We've already monetized in like 7 videos, which is amazing. And thank you. If you could do me a favor and like this video and subscribe to the channel, that's actually most important. That helps me so much. So if you like my content, please subscribe to my channel. I will do videos as much as possible, probably more frequently here in the future. And I can't forget, I said to you all, I would do this every time, but thank the Lord for making this happen. Now, for those of you guys who are wondering, where am I at? Here's where I'm at. I have a 5-acre piece of land that I acquired after saving up a bunch of money from all these little side gigs and my business that I started before all of this YouTube stuff. It's in Lake George, Colorado. Like I said, it's 5 acres and it's pretty much a bare 5 acres. It has a beautiful view. I'll show you it here before we get into this video, but I decided to change it up today. I wanted to come up here. I always love coming up here. The aspen trees are turning colors. It's just so beautiful. It's so peaceful. It's a nice step away from the city. So we're in Lake George, Colorado right now today, and that's where we're going to do this video. Now, while I'm not currently making money off of this property, I'm actually spending a lot of money. The end goal, and something I will teach you guys how to do too, is to make money off of this property, whether it's camping, whether it's an Airbnb or a long-term rental. That's my plan with this, and I'm going to need as much help as I can get here soon. But right now, I don't have $1 billion and I can't make things happen though as fast as I want them to happen, and that's okay. So our little side hustles, I'll have you know, are pouring into this property and to my little projects. And you guys will have to give me some feedback. Do you want to see videos of these little projects on the property? I have something big coming and I'm just wondering if you guys would like to watch that stuff. But anyways, as for a little tour, here's where we're at. I have a little windbreak, if you will, where we camp, and I've planted a ton of trees. Not the point of the video today, but I'll give you a little walk around. It's super, 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 super beautiful. It's a nice little cove that gets a decent amount of rain. The tree seedlings that I planted have really not survived, but the more mature trees, 1-2 foot trees, have survived. So that's kind of the state of the things. I did the driveway, and we're going to do the well next spring. So I'm very excited about that. I'm very excited to have water. But anyways, not the point of this video. I just wanted to show you where I'm at because we will do more videos up here. Now, off to the truck. By the way, Gunnar also says hi. He loves coming up here and he lives about his best life he can, as you can tell, at the property where he is able to run his little heart out. All right, so we have here a 2019 Ford F-250. This is the XLT model, so basically it's the cheapest one you can buy. I bought this thing with 103,000 miles, which for a diesel, by the way, is not that many. This thing's barely broken in. So 2019 F-250, I put some wheels, tires, and some other things on it that we will go over here shortly. My favorite addition is not only the tow hitch, but that full width tow flap that we're looking at. I also really like these tires. These are 35-inch tires, and these wheels seem to be very popular as well. Now, if you guys plan to get into towing, my recommendation is a minimum of a 3/4 ton diesel, because diesels were made to pull. And I can't tell you how many comments people are posting on our YouTube being like, oh, the maintenance schedule, oh, the wear and tear. Guys, these diesels were literally created to pull, and they are their happiest when they're pulling. I actually have an uncle who manages a very large ranch, about 90,000 acres, and they use Fords a lot. So I said, hey, How do you guys like these diesels? And actually, what he said was quite surprising. He says they're really good, and for when they're towing their horses or cattle or whatever it is, they're really great. But when they're out on the prairie, they're checking water levels, they're chipping ice, or doing what they do. A lot of these diesels just sit there and idle, and then they'll drive them, and then they'll idle, and they'll drive them, and they'll idle, and they end up in the shop a lot because the truth is that diesels are their happiest when they are towing. Otherwise, they gunk up. So if you're going to tow, get a diesel. If not, get a gasser. But you're definitely not going to be able to tow as much as the diesel can tow with a gas motor. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get into some of these modifications, the juicy stuff that everyone's been waiting for. First on the list, this was actually one of my first modifications to the truck, is a 35-gallon better built diesel transfer tank. This is not a drip system tank. It's not hooked up to my fuel system or fuel lines, which means I have an electric fill-right pump with a diesel particulate filter to filter out any contaminants. I actually had a 50-gallon tank first, but it was just too big, so I was struggling fitting that and my 100-gallon water tank that I use to water my trees at the property. So that's one of my first modifications, and so far I really like it. Another thing I did, I don't know if you'd call this an upgrade or not, but I put some Rancho shocks on it. I don't think anybody had done shocks in probably 50 to 100,000 miles, so it needed them, and man, it has made a nice difference so far. And because this is the XLT model, this truck did not come with running boards. So I went with the 2021 and 2022 style running boards, which look pretty nice, and I'm very thankful that I have them. It's easy to get in and out of the truck, and actually I throw rocks a lot because of these freaking big tires, so they've protected my paint as much as they could. As for the front end, we have quite a few things going on here, which I will get into. The first thing I do want to touch on is my headlights because I really like them. I don't remember the brand, but I picked these headlights up off of Amazon, and they are basically replicas of the 2018, 2019, 2020 Platinum headlights, except they have black on the inside. They have this cool little effect when, as you can see, you turn the lights on, and I really like it. So they were like $500 or $600. I'm not even sure about the brand, but if you guys need to know the brand because you want them, I'm sure I can find it. I went with an upgraded front bumper off of a 2020 XLT. It's a little more updated than my years, and I did not have the fog lights to begin with. I really like the more modernized look of the front bumper, so that's kind of why I went with that. And to complete the look, I went with a 7¼ inch air dam for the front bumper. Now you can get these in all kinds of different lengths. I personally liked the look of a little bit longer air dam, so that's why I went with that, and I'm very happy with that purchase. Why, yes, we have some battle scars. We have a little piece that broke. That's actually how I bought it, but it's a nice scar. And if there's one thing I can't stand, it's the sun beating down in my cab without tint. So I went with 20% tint on the front windshield and basically 5% everywhere else. It keeps my cab cool. I'm also a big fan of privacy, and it also looks kind of cool in my opinion. I'm a big fan of the whole stormtrooper look, so it is what it is. I also changed out my door handles, even though I chose the wrong white. Whoops. I really like that clean white look. They came with matte black door handles, so I switched. Probably the most common question in regards to my tow setup is A, what truck is that? But B, what wheel and tire combo is that? Apparently it looks pretty good. I like it, and so I will tell you exactly what it is so you can go get it if you want. So here we have the Gear Off-Road 770 Edge gloss black wheels. They are 20 by 10 wheels with a -19 offset. The lug pattern is obviously one for a Ford, and the tires are Nexen Rodan 35 by 12 12-ply tires. That's 35-inch tall tires by 12, and they are 12-ply, which is actually really important for towing. This means they can hold a lot of weight under their max load, which actually for this is 80 psi, giving each tire the capacity to hold about 3,700 pounds. That's impressive, and I've definitely never put 80 psi of air in any other tire, so it was a little weird getting used to that when I'm towing. If there's one thing I would not cheap out on, that's your towing hitch setup. For me, I went with the B&W Tow and Stow. So it's a 3-in-1 ball. It has everything you need with a 7-inch drop. With my 2 and 5/16 inch ball, that means I can technically tow up to 21,000 pounds. It has a 1,200 pound hitch rating, so that's 1,200 pounds straight pushing on the hitch before anything would happen. And believe it or not, this next one is actually one of my more favorite ones. This is the latest to the addition of the truck. It's a Rockstar full width tow flap, and I did this for a reason, because every single time I get out of the yard or the rock yard, I get on the highway, I am slinging 3/8 inch rocks, 3/4 inch rocks. They're hitting my running boards, so I know if they're coming from the front tires or coming from the back tires, and I do not want to be responsible, if I can so help myself, for these rocks hitting people's windshield. So I know they're coming out of my tire, and I want to do what's best for everybody behind me, and that's why I went with them. It just so happens that I actually really like the look of this tow flap. I didn't even know these tow flaps were a thing until a recent trip of mine on South Dakota, where I saw this film vehicle that had them, and I thought, hey man, that's a really good idea. It's really cool. So I went with the Rockstar commercial full width tow flap. It was not cheap, but I got a saying. It's called buy once, cry once. That's it. So that's the most recent addition. I really like it, actually. It has a cool little look. And we can't forget about the little things. I replaced the antenna that really sucked anyways with a 50 caliber mini antenna. So something small, but sometimes it's about the small things that just personalize it. I live in Colorado, so of course we had to go for some heavy duty Husky floor mats. 2 pieces in the front and 1 piece in the back for our winter snow. Now this is where I'm going to catch a little bit of hate from you guys, but it's okay because I ended up walking away super cheap. I replaced the glove box with a black glove box. It was a gray one before, and I also started replacing all of my door panels with black lariat door panels. And the reason I did this was because I didn't go with a lariat because it was like $10,000-$20,000 more. So I didn't want that, but I just grew sick of the gray interior. So I did what I could to black it out. I really liked the look. It wasn't too expensive, and I like it. So that's what matters, right? I had a little seat protector because I bring the dogs with me, and I don't want to get my seat covers super trashed, which brings me to another thing. Classio leather seat covers. They cover the entire seat. They costed about $500 or $600. Well worth it in my opinion, because those cloth gray seats were just uncomfortable. They were not soft, and they were really dirty. So I cleaned them up as best I could, and then I went with some Classio seat covers. And we can't forget about our trash pouch. That's a dump pouch, a magazine dump pouch. Comes in handy. These Classio seat covers are real leather. They come with a little extra padding. They cover the entire seats, like I had mentioned before. They're very comfortable, they're easy to clean, and visually they look stock. You can see the original gray there on the seat belt buckle and that center console, which I really like. I like the versatility of being able to use it for a seat. And then when I don't need to use it for a seat, I got about a bajillion cup holders in this truck. I love comfort, so I went ahead and put a little cover on the top of the center console there, and I covered up that hideous gray with some carbon fiber. There's that gray right there. I like the comfort. It's nice on my elbow when I'm driving long distances, and it wasn't really expensive, so I did it. Now, my long-term plan is I would like to black this entire interior out. I'd like to redo the headliner, and I do want to try my best and try my hand at the Starry Nights. So I'm all about learning new things, which could also produce nice side hustles. If I do well on my car, I might start offering it, and I might do a little video series on it. But that's for the future. Right now, I'm really happy with my blacked out half cab, if you will, and so far so good with everything there. And one lesson I learned is that these 3/4 ton trucks do not do well in the city. They do not do well in the parking garage. I got a little battle scar twice, I'm not gonna lie, from trying to back in or pull in, that is, to these little tiny spots in these parking garages. Did I do it? Yep, but at a cost. So it is what it is. Kind of a little funny. I just wanted to show you guys that. Don't do it, or be really good, better than me. And I think that about wraps it up, guys. I think I missed maybe two things. I know I have those black F-250 emblems and these red toe shackles, but that's little stuff. If you guys have any questions, as always, drop a comment. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel if you like this kind of stuff. Thank you so much for the amazing growth that we've had. If there's anything more specific you want to see, or if there's any side hustles you want me to try to exploit, let me know as well. Next video is coming here soon. I'm going to drop it within the week, and it's going to be a little walkthrough of my property, vlog style. I'm really curious on if everybody's going to like that or not, because I really enjoy doing that. So stay tuned, and we'll see you later.